Hello. My throat. So, today, I will be learning. No. Today, I will be reading. Today, I will be reading Broken, Tom Holland and Reader, Chapter 3. I have been putting this off for as long as I possibly could. And I'm kind of in a rough space right now, because a lot has been going on. But I did post part 2 of Only I've Been Said More, and if you haven't heard it yet, please go hear that story, and please check out that blog, because I love their stories. I just do. Anyways, today is chapter 3 of Broken. And the name of this chapter is Diagnosis. Okay, I should probably lower it down a bit. I'm too excited for this. Just to let you know, there will be a flashback, because it's only one throughout the story. Warning is swearing, and I can't put the other warning in there because then it's gonna spoil the story. So I'll just put it in the description or something. The plot is your name and Tom have been made for each other, been married for nearly 10 years. But what happens when you go through putrid rough patch? Thank you. Summary: your name goes to the doctor, which is kind of like the whole flashback. So, I might as well get started to read now, right? Yeah. I mean, but I don't wanna. I want to be suspenseful. Do I, though? Yes, I do. No, I mean, I kind of don't. I guess it depends on how you put it. But yes. Okay, you know what? Never mind. You have waited long enough, and I have waited long enough. So thank you for waiting with me, because I needed to write the story, I needed to edit it, and then I needed to post it on both my Wattpad and my Tumblr, and I have had a busy schedule. So I might as well get started reading. Diagnosis. Thank you. Other's point of view. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have spoken to you like that, you said, trying to calm your nerves from your sudden outburst. But he was making this so fucking hard. You had absolutely every right to be livid at him. He made you move from your comfortable lodge to the apartment near the studio. It wasn't bad, but the fact that you spent almost all the 3 months alone and isolated made your blood boil. Especially in your condition. No, you're right. I'm sorry I made you feel like this. I'm sorry that you are alone, and I'm sorry that I spend way too much time at work. I'm sorry for everything. If I could go back in time and redo everything, I would, but we can't. So, from now on, I will try my best to be at home. I will try my best to treat you like the queen you are, because you are my queen. You were stunned. You didn't know how Tom would react, but you definitely didn't expect him to react like that. Moreover, you were happy. You knew that he meant what he said. You knew that he would try his best. You also knew that if you told him your secret now, everything would be ruined. But you knew that you had to tell him. You knew that this wasn't going to go away anytime soon. This was something serious, and the only way to get through this would be if you had Tom there to support you. Time skip. Other's point of view. You and Tom went back to the loft, happy and content about the progress that you had made with your relationship. At least that's what it seemed to him. But what he didn't know was that you were slowly and painfully dying. You were a relatively active person. You had played volleyball in high school and college. Even though you were very good at the sport, you never pursued it as a career. So when you noticed the lack of energy you had and how it had become painful to do your everyday exercise activities, you instantly knew something was wrong. You brushed it off at the beginning, thinking it was the amount of stress or you had or the loneliness, but after a few days of not being able to move due to how swollen your knees and ankles were, you booked a doctor's appointment. You had many tests done and even a few MRIs done. It was nothing serious, but it's what you thought. Flashback. Your name's POV. I was sitting in the doctor's office, highly nervous, and it was clearly visible. Despite the pain, my knees kept bouncing up and down. I was worried. I didn't know what was going to happen. The only person I really needed right now was Tom. He was at work. It had always been Tom. He was there when I got the phone call from the hospital saying that my mom was in the hospital. As soon as I had gotten that phone call, I broke down. Tom was there for me. He was there for me when my mom died. He was there for me after my dad committed suicide. But where was he now? Sure as hell wasn't here. My doctor entered the room with a gloomy and disappointed expression. Author's point of view. The doctor sighed, disappointed in the results of the MRI. Mrs. Holland, I'm sorry, but the MRI has shown you have a cancerous tumor in your bone marrow. Normally, a person who is diagnosed with bone cancer has a life expectancy of 5 years, but the tumor you have has slowly been progressing through your body. I'm surprised we weren't able to notice it before, but you have approximately 9 months left to live. It could be more, it could be less, but at the rate your cancer is spreading, it will be around 9 months. Your name's POV. I was speechless. I had just found out that I had a cancerous tumor in my bone marrow. I had fucking cancer. Is there a cure? I said, while trying to do a million things in my head. I needed to tell Tom. I needed to tell Nikki and Dom. I need to tell my friends. I have to get the funeral planned. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. My brain was going 1,075 miles per minute. Fortunately, there is. We can do chemotherapy or we can do the medical procedures to separate the maintaining tumor from your bones. Although the chemotherapy would take longer, it is the most efficient. It is costly, but your insurance should be able to pay for it. Try not to be stressed during the next few months. The chemotherapy has a 35% chance of killing all the cancer. Now, as you can see, there is a low probability, so I suggest you get your affairs in order just in case it doesn't work. The way the doctor gave me hope and then demolished it was with the probability of chemo helping me was so heartbreaking. I knew that if the cancer did end up killing me, I needed to tell Tom. But how? He was never home. I need to tell him. End of flashback. So, yes, I did give your name cancer, and please don't hate me. And it might seem a bit cliche or cringe, like the part where he calls her the queen and like cancer and stuff, but nevertheless, this was a very big emotional load for me. It took me a long time to decide what type of cancer I would give your name. I wasn't even going to give her cancer in the first place. In the end, I decided on bone cancer because my best friend died of bone cancer, and I thought, why not? So, yeah, that's what I couldn't say in the warning. So, I'm sorry if you were sensitive to this, but yeah. Any feedback is always appreciated. I'm thinking. This was really emotional for me to read. Like, it was just kind of random, you know. She was a very active person, except she didn't play volleyball. I did. She played softball. She was very good at softball, so. And one day I went to her house and I found her on her bed, not being able to move because of how swollen her body was. And I'm like, okay, this isn't okay anymore. So I took her to the emergency room, and that's when she got diagnosed with cancer. Do not hate me for this, because she does have the life expectancy of 9 months, although the usual rate is always 5 years. I tried to incorporate my best friend's situation as much as I could. Like, some of you might think it was rude or stuff, but it's just my way of opening up, I guess. Oh my god, I need to stop crying. Thank you for listening. My throat. Thank you for listening. Have a good day or night wherever you are.